Welcome to your Daily Writing Habit, episode number 268. If you're writing a book or thinking about it, or maybe you've started writing your book and you need some help getting it done, or maybe you're at the stage where you need help reaching more readers to let them know about your book so they can enjoy it and fall in love with it and all the great things that come from that, you are in the right place. Good morning. I'm your host, Christine Whitmarsh. If you're looking for me online, Christine Inc., I-N-K, christine-inc.com. Each day, I'm sharing with you the writing habits I've learned over my 18 years as a ghostwriter, book coach, and author. I have found that 3 things in particular have a huge impact on your success as an author, and they have the ability to turn someone who doesn't even see themselves as a writer into a published author. Those 3 things are writing fundamentals, productivity, and mindset habits. Here's today's quote. "You were designed for accomplishment, engineered for success, and endowed with the seeds of greatness." Zig Ziglar. And we're having let's have a mindset episode today, speaking of. So as part of my end of year goals and habits review and, general tightening up of the ship moving into 2020, I came up with a new mindset habit. Shocking. I came up with a new habit. I never do that. Just kidding. You guys know. I'm calling it the WG swap, with WG standing for worry and gratitude. And here's how it works. Whenever I identify a worry, generally by, how worries work, they just kind of pop into your head and start chasing you around and hounding you. Well, whenever that happens, I write it down. If it's in a convenient place and I'm not driving or something like that, I try to do it immediately. And I write down the worry in as much detail as possible to really get it out of my head and into the daylight, or as we know, sometimes the monsters lose their power when they're out of our heads and into the daylight. So once I'm done and the worry has been sufficiently laid out on paper, I then write down 3 things to be grateful for. Now, the first time I did this was actually really interesting. Without even intending to, the 3 grateful things that popped up for me were directly connected to the worry. And it doesn't have to work that way. It was just, do what works for you. I just found that really interesting that the 3 things that I was grateful for were 3 things that specifically kind of diffused and took power away from that worry. But the key is just write down 3 things you're grateful for. So write down the worry and then immediately write down 3 things you're grateful for, no matter how small. What did this, it really, for me, doing this exercise, it takes the wind out of worry's sails, is like the way I like to describe it. It took almost all of worry's power away, and it was remarkable. And we hear all the time, of course, to focus on what we're grateful for rather than on our worries or wants, but maybe things like worries, it occurs to me, are more powerful than we realize. Maybe worrying is more powerful than we realize. That's why perhaps it takes 3 whole things of gratitude to take the power away from one worry. So we need to try 3 times as hard to attack our worries, to diffuse and address and just really explore the things that we're worried about with 3 things of gratitude. So I love the number 3, and this is just a theory I have. And I think that, we do put a lot more power sometimes on our worries and our wants and desires and kind of, the negative sides of things than we do for the things that we're grateful for. So this is why I came up with the 3-to-1 swap here. 3 things that you're grateful for every 1 thing that you're worried about. So give it a shot and see what happens. And here's my bonus. I've actually adapted my WG swap, my worry gratitude swap, into another exercise for authors. Of course I did, right? So for the worry part, the W, list a weakness, a concern you have about yourself as an author. It could be a bad review you've received on Amazon, some sort of criticism, or just some general weakness that you're aware of or you believe that you have as a writer, as an author. So write down that one weakness, that one kind of negative. And once you have that down on paper, immediately list 3 awesome things about yourself as an author. It could be things from 3 positive reviews you have on Amazon about your books, or just 3 great things about yourself as an author. It could be, there's no such thing as, a great thing too small or insignificant. If you write on a regular basis, no matter what, that's a thing. If you have any kind of good writing habits, if you've, taken any courses or belong to any clubs or anything that you've done positively as a writer, those count. So for every 1 writer weakness, write 3 great things about yourself as a writer. So for authors, the WG, the worry gratitude swap, becomes the weakness greatness swap, where you swap, again, 1 writer weakness for 3 whole pieces of author greatness. I would love for you all to give this a try and report back in my Inc. Authors group on Facebook. And hey, joining Inc. Authors on Facebook, that counts as a great thing. That counts as one of your good things. You can use that. So join Inc. Authors, INK Authors on Facebook, and let us know how any variations of my WG swap work for you. And as always, thank you for joining me here on Your Daily Writing Habit, where I'm helping you write and finish writing an awesome book. And if you know someone else who wants to do the same, please let them know about this show. Until tomorrow, happy writing.